Hello and welcome to OctopusDo. I'm Christian Ross. You found me. If this is your first time here and you're interested in jewelry making videos, then please click the link below to subscribe and click the notification button if you want to be notified anytime new content has been added. The thing that I'm going to talk to today is the 6 pliers that you must have added to your jewelry making toolkit. For example, I'm going to use this really great toolkit from my friend Laura Gasparrini. It is the Tara toolkit, and it's a very beautiful toolkit that she has made to her specifications, and I know that it fits everything that I'm looking for in my category. And I'll send you the link for that below. First of all, I gotta tell you, it comes in this great carrying case, which makes it perfect, portable. Take it to your classes, take it to your workshops, just have it handy nearby. It's always going to be together. Love that fact. The very first plier you have to have, because it really is just like an extra pair of fingers, extra hand, and OctopusDo, you know you need extra hands, extra arms. This is what you're going to use. These are chain nose pliers, and they are a staple when it comes to jewelry making. Chain nose pliers are a tapered tip and they're flat on the inside. You may see something like this called a chain nose plier or a needle nose plier or something like that at your local hardware store, but more than likely those are going to have teeth on the inside, which is something you do not want. These are completely smooth on the inside, and that means when you bend down on them, when you squeeze them, they're not going to leave marks on your wire. You don't want that. So you want completely smooth chain nose pliers. The next set of pliers that you absolutely have to have is, well, okay, this one's kind of an option since I learned about these. Can't live without them. This is a bent chain nose, and I'll show you the difference between the two. A regular chain nose plier has that tapered tip that we were talking about. A bent chain nose plier is the same type of thing, smooth on the inside, but the side is bent up. And what that does is that gives you the fine tip of a chain nose plier, so you can reach and you can grab just that little bit on the end there and bend it. Or if you need to support a wider surface, you turn it around and you can use that entire back curve to support more of your wire. If you're bending or holding, it's just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful, very versatile. Love these pliers. So, chain nose pliers, bent chain nose pliers. The next set is a round nose plier. Why are they called round nose pliers? Because they're round. You're not going to make any kind of loop or a circle or anything like that using chain nose pliers because they have the flat inside. These are a cone, and what they do is they make loops, round areas of your wire. So I've got my wire held in between this circle, and I turn, I readjust my grip, turn again, readjust my grip, and I'm just showing you kind of how this works. Not making anything specific, but that's how you end up getting a circle. You're not gonna get that with that chain nose plier because it has the flat edge and a rounded top. No, you need your round nose pliers for that. The next set of pliers, it's the 4th plier that you need, is a flat nose plier. Now, a flat nose, if you say, well, isn't chain nose flat on the inside? Well, yes, definitely it is, but sometimes you need a flat, wide surface, and that's where a flat nose plier comes in. So these are great for, just like your bent nose pliers, they grab a wider surface of your wire or your jump rings or anything like that, but if you plan on wire wrapping in the traditional binding technique way, you have to have these because I have some wire here that is half round wire, and I'm grabbing that half round wire in my flat nose plier. I take my finger here and I roll that plier around, and I end up with the hook that I need for my binding for my wire wrapping. And that's what you have to have. That. Love this guy. Again, wide surface. A lot of chain mailers use these as a secondary plier to open their jump rings because you do get that support on your metal, on your jump ring. So I love these guys for that. So that's 4 pliers. What else is necessary? So we've got your chain nose, your bent chain nose, your round nose, and your flat. Well, you're working with all this wire, you have to have a good cutter. So the cutter that I have to show you here that comes in the Untitled Toolkit is really well made. Love this guy right here. It has a very nice precision tip on it, and it's great for working with most craft wires. I've got my wire in the jaws of this plier here. I'm going to put my finger over it so I don't shoot that little tip across the room, and there you go. You end up with a nice cut. These are flush cutters, which means that you get a nice straight edge when that's cut. Love that. This is a smaller cutter. Some other cutters that you could use for bigger wire, for example, is love this guy. Those of you who have been watching me for a while I know you've seen this one before. This is the designer flush cutter from Beadalon, and it's one of my favorites. And it is, I'll show you the difference in the tips here. It's got a little bit of a bigger, thicker head to it. That's because it's great for cutting thicker wire. So you can go definitely do a say maybe definitely a 16 gauge, 14 gauge, 12 gauge. Love it for these thicker wires. So just give it a cut and it leaves that flush or flat end. And then another one of my favorites is a sprue cutter from Eurotool. It's a good heavy duty plier. This is used for cutting like the sprues off of thicker jewelry making, like casting trees and things like that. And it does the same sort of cut. Here I've got my wire, going to grab onto the end there, put my finger over it so it doesn't fly over the place, give it a squeeze, and there you go. Nice flush cut end. That's really important. So, okay, we've got cutters and we've got our bending pliers. So what else is needed? Crimping pliers. Eventually, because even if you are predominantly a wire working artist, you might want to string some beads occasionally. And if you string your beads, how do you end that beading wire? Well, one of the most common ways is to crimp that. And I'll get into crimping later. That's going to be an entirely different video. But I just wanted to mention this here because this is something you have to have in every toolkit. Your standard crimper looks like this guy right here. I'm going to hold this up here for you. This is actually a pocket version of a standard crimper, but what it has is 2 different areas on the jaws of these pliers. It's got one that right there near the hinge and one more toward the tip. And that's because you're going to crimp, you then turn that stringing wire 90 degrees and finish off closing that crimp with the side on the end. The one that comes in this toolkit, it's the Untitled Crimper by Gasparrini, and it's special because it only has one of those divots. You only need one with this tool. Hold this here so you can see. This is pretty cool. So basically, you're going to crimp with this tool by just setting your crimp and wires in here, give it a squeeze shut, and this crimps more of an area. This squeezes shut more of an area because this guy right here has little teeth in that bump right there. And that pushes more of the metal together. You can then, again, with your crimp, turn it 90 degrees angle and give it another squeeze to finish it off, but it's not really necessary with this. You can just leave it with the one crimp. It's just your preference at that point. So this is a great tool to have. If you get this toolkit, it is included, so that's pretty special. Okay, that's about it for me today. Don't forget to like the video if you did, and please leave a comment or any questions or any ideas you'd like to see for a future video. Now that you know that, go make something beautiful.